Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the IPKN Newest Coating Honey Cushion. Newest Honey Coating Cushion, yes. I'm not sure what a honey coating cushion is, but apparently this is the newest one of it. I was quite intrigued by it because it does have a really cute heart-shaped cushion puff, which I thought was going to be so adorable, but turned out to be like the most annoying part of the product. Just because something can be heart-shaped and it looks cute as a heart shape doesn't mean it's going to be functional as a heart shape, as I have sadly found out. So that is pretty much the reason why I picked this one up. I think I also liked the way that it had the word honey in the title. I thought it was going to be very like dewy and like glossy looking and things like that, and yeah, no, not so much. So for this one, the product description says, a lightweight pressed powder with sheer coverage provides a flawless complexion, helps blur the appearance of pores, formulated with honey and willow herb extracts to moisturize the skin while controlling the production of sebum. Available in 2 shades and 2 lovely cases to choose from. So with this one I obviously chose the pink case, but I do believe that you can choose, yeah, you can choose to have a pink case or a yellow case. The pink one is pinkish with like maybe like peach tones. I don't know why it has this little thing to hang it on, but it has it. The cushion itself looks much like anything else, but the puff is what kind of makes it stand out. It does have this really cute little heart-shaped cushion puff that says honey on the top, which I think is absolutely adorable. However, it is not very functional. But everything else is pretty much for muchness. I feel like it's a little bit interesting because it is that square, like squoval kind of shape. But other than that, it's much like anything else, yeah. So I'm going to be applying this cushion using a different cushion puff because the other one is quite annoying. It's just the shape of it, because obviously your middle finger is longer than the other two. I find that my middle finger pokes out over the top and gets into the cushion. So as much as I really think the heart-shaped cushion is adorable, it's sadly not very functional for me. I don't know, maybe the way I hold the cushion puff is just like too much on the top. I need to hold it more in the middle, but I find that obviously if you pull your fingers down too much, they're not going to stick into the little band quite as nicely as they would normally. So yeah, very cute, but I would consider it more like a design flop or flaw for me because it just, yeah, doesn't really work. Okay, so that is one side of my face done using the cushion. I'm not a huge fan of the colour. It is a little bit too pinkish and a little bit too bright, so it does look a little bit off. That's my face without the cushion. So I do notice a little bit of a evenness to the skin, but honestly it's not a huge amount. So if I actually zoom you guys in midway through, this is what the skin looks like with the cushion, but I can still see a lot of, not just the texture, that looks like a little circle, that's better, not just the texture but like a lot of the freckles and like little scarring on this side. So that's what the skin looks like without. And then with, it's not a huge amount better. So in terms of coverage, I would say very light. It does even some things out. Obviously it's not looking like this, but it's not really covering anything. So I'm quickly going to do the other side of my face as well. And so this is what my skin looks like with the cushion on. It's not too bad. It is very light. Why do I look like I have so much scalp at the moment? But it's not my favourite for sure. I do think that it doesn't do a huge amount for the texture of my skin. There obviously is texture on my skin, it just doesn't make it look any less apparent, I would say. And it's very light coverage, it doesn't really cover very much at all. I think it does give an okay evenness to my skin from a distance, but up close it doesn't really look like I'm wearing that much product at all. Which again isn't a bad thing. If you like a light coverage, then this might be the one for you. So you can still see a bunch of texture on the forehead, which doesn't normally look this bad, but yep. Lot of pores around this side here, so around my nose. And then yeah, there's a little bit of more evenness, but not a huge amount. And this, if you haven't seen it before, it's a birthmark. It won't be covered by anything, so it's just hanging out. But yeah, it does have a nice dewy finish, but it's not overly sticky or anything. It does need to be powdered though. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and try and check in with you guys throughout the day. It is at the moment in New Zealand at the moment while I'm filming this. It is what, like mid-March I think, so when it comes up it's actually going to be April. So at the moment we're not in quarantine yet, which is good because as a self-employed music teacher with no sick leave, that's going to be very interesting if I do have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Luckily, I'm very good at saving and budgeting, so I'm not going to be dying or desolate. but it's not going to be a great design. So I'm going to continue teaching for the rest of the day, nicely and hygienically, obviously, and I will, yeah, try and check in throughout this actual day today. So we are 5 hours in for this foundation checkup, and I just noticed that I had mascara on my nose and then tried to like wipe it off, and then this is what happened. There is a whole chunk of it missing. So I'm going to go and fix that because it looks ridiculous. But you can also see obviously where my glasses have been, there is a lot missing, and there's a lot of cakiness sort of where they've been touching. But otherwise I'm slightly oily, like I can feel it, but it is not too bad. So overall I'm still looking okay, but the feel is a little bit not so good. Also, for some reason my hair is growing so fast, I'm gonna go cut it. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later. So the cushion has been on for 10.5 hours now, and we are looking a little bit shiny around the T-zone. I did reapply the foundation there, as well as I touched up around my glasses before, and so it still looks fairly good, but it has been touched up because it did look pretty atrocious. I think my forehead is quite shiny. I did cut my fringe also. It's not so bad, so you can't really see very much, but I can feel, yeah, I can feel the gentle touch of oil, which is super gross. And I also noticed as well, I can't see it too much, but I have been teaching flute today, and so this part underneath my lip is a little bit greyish. That is from the tarnish mark. So if you do play the flute and you're looking at this one, it is going to mark up. So if that's a thing for you, then I don't recommend buying it. Overall for 10.5 hours, it's not looking great, but I do, because it feels so like slimy, I am going to go and blot my skin. I've got a dance class to go to, but it's not fair to sort of test it through a dance class normally, so this is where I'm going to end it for today. So not the worst longevity ever. I feel like it looks okay, but it does feel, when I accidentally touch myself, it does feel like it's melting, and I don't like that. So overall, I have mixed feelings about this cushion. For starters, the thing that you probably heard me talk most about is the cushion puff. I really did struggle to use it because when I would hold the cushion puff, I want the actual band to be quite secure around my fingers. And if I pull my fingers back so that my middle finger doesn't shoot over the top, my index finger barely sits in between the thingy, and it's very hard to hold on to. So I do find that, so yeah, normally I put 3 fingers in like this. My ring finger is even shorter, so to get the band on the top, I have a bit of my finger poking out, and I just end up sticking my finger in the cushion, and like it seems like the stupidest thing, and it's like, it's just such a little thing, but honestly, if you do it yourself, you will realize how frustrating it is. But it is so cute, so cute. So frustrating. Would not recommend, would not buy another heart-shaped puff. The other thing I did struggle with is it's quite hard to open the case, which is probably a good thing. It's probably keeping it really fresh, but it is quite hard to open the case. Maybe it's just mine, 50-50. It could be a product flaw, or it could just be me having a really tough case to open. I didn't particularly like the colour. I do have the lighter shade, which is number 21. I found it a little bit too pink and a little bit too bright, so it didn't really suit my skin, and I did find it okay to apply once I changed cushion puff. Applying it with a heart-shaped cushion puff was just absolutely atrocious. I'm not sure when this is coming up, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be before the Get Ready With Me, so wait for me to do the Get Ready With Me and you'll see why I got so annoyed with it. But using a regular cushion puff, I did find this easy to apply, and it did make my skin look okay. Like you saw before, it didn't really do that much to my skin. It was quite light, but it did give it a nice evenness. So if you're looking for a product that is very light, like maybe you have good skin already, or you might be younger and not wanting to cover up your skin too much, look like you're wearing too much makeup, or you could just be someone who likes a very light coverage, it is a cushion I would recommend for you. If you have a lot of scarring, a lot of redness, uneven skin tone, and you want to cover it up, it's not a product I would recommend for you because of that factor. I didn't find the longevity to be too bad. It did look okay. So when you looked at my skin, you couldn't see the oil that much. It was a little bit shiny, a little bit dewy, but not over the top. But when I touched my face, it was like melting. Like it was there and it still looked the same, but it was melting. So not a fan of that for me, unfortunately. Overall for me, there are more minuses than there are pluses for this product, so it's not going to be one that I'm going to keep hold of. But if you like lighter coverage and you don't get so much oil production, and you've got maybe a middle finger that's not wildly longer than the others, I don't think mine actually are, but okay, then this is a product that I recommend for you. If you like all of those things but you don't like the heart-shaped puff, just buy another cushion puff and build a bridge and we will get over it together. It is very cute, but I have to say it's like the least functional thing I've ever used. Probably could have flipped it upside down, but I'm just thinking about it now, and hey, actually flip it upside down. That might work. That works way better. Did I just use it wrong the entire time? No, the honey is meant to be the right way around, so surely I'm using it how it was supposed to. I don't know, but if you flip it upside down, as I've just discovered, fits nicely on the fingers, and my long middle finger apparently is not poking over the top. Hallelujah. So thank you guys so much for listening to this very rambly review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!